Okay, I think we're live, and we just want to thank all of our millions of viewers, all of you that tuned in for this late night show. I'm Brian Wilburn, and there's not millions of you, hopefully just the present students and past, but thank you for coming. I am Brian Wilburn. I am the team director of the Digital Campus, and this is our second upper room. And so the purpose of these events is to come together for the past and the present Digital Campus students, which is all of you. And I want to again introduce my team. I know I want to introduce them. I want to introduce them. You just gotta circumvent. So we're in a boardroom right now. You find what you can at the Focus headquarters, and that's what we're doing. And so they're gonna come up here and introduce themselves real quick.
Hi, I'm Ryan Knoll. I went to Ball State. I'm a first-year missionary here at the Digital Campus.
Hi, I'm Melissa Keating, and I'm a third-year missionary at the Digital Campus, and I went to Benedictine. Same colleges.
Ravens.
Great.
Okay. Sure. Oh yeah, I didn't even say anything. So I'm a fourth-year missionary. I went to North Dakota State University. Go Bison. And I spent 2 years in Chicago. Yeah, Chicago. Where was I? At the University of Illinois, Chicago, and then a year at Bradley University. So what we're going to talk about today is before we get into that, I just want to promote, we have a conference, maybe you've heard of it, called Seek, happening January 1st through the 5th. If you're going, sweet, your life's going to get rocked. If you're not going, why? I don't know why you're not going. It's going to be amazing. But early bird registration, so it's going to be a little bit less expensive. It's going to be $350, $359? $350, I don't know, $349 or $359, plus or minus a Chipotle burrito. But that early bird is going to end tomorrow, so you would have to pay in full tomorrow. So if you're super pumped, super psyched right now, you could do that. Or the deadline is December 2nd. Yes, it is December 2nd. So again, that's going to be a really amazing experience, really big part of my own conversion to Jesus Christ. So I hope that if you can make that, you do. And then I just want to make another little plug for Ryan is going on mission to Nicaragua. The week of March
7th through 14th.
March 7th through the 14th. I am going to Guatemala. If your spring break is between March 14th through the 21st that week, then I have a trip to Guatemala that I'm going on that you won't find on the focusmissions.org site, but if you apply, you will find it. It's not because it's sketch, it's just getting worked out. It's going to be super. Both of them are going to be awesome, so missions are also amazing, so you can do that. Okay, so the topic tonight is going to be Acts 2:47. Acts 2:47 is the reporting system that Focus developed for the purpose of keeping better track of the fruit that we're bearing on campus, and also to help provide us with better resources, more tangible resources, so that we can better coach each of you in evangelization. So Acts 2:47, you might be asking, is that in the Bible? Yes, it is. So let's see what it is. So Acts 2:47 is, we're actually going to read the first verse before it. So 46 and 47 says, "And day by day, attending the temple together and breaking bread in their homes, they partook of food with glad and generous hearts, praising God and having favor with all the people. And the Lord added to their number day by day those who were being saved." So that's kind of the verse that Focus adopted for this program, just because it, highlights that they were keeping track of those people that were coming to the Lord. And there's other places in Acts where you can see those numbers, where 5,000 came this day, and just that kind of is what's behind Acts, seeing who are we reaching out to, who's coming to Jesus, and for us, how can we serve them? So you might actually think, and I think I thought this the first time I heard it, that isn't there something in the Old Testament about David, and he was counting people and God got mad, and I think he struck him down and took his birthday away or something. I don't know. But no, that was actually for a census, and the reason why God was upset was because David was counting to find his strength in numbers, to take, I guess, courage in the number of people that he had. So that was counting for the wrong reasons. That would be, and it could also be used for this program if the point was to look at all the students that we have and just be like, man, we're awesome, which isn't the point. The point is, as I said before, to see, is the work that we're doing on campus actually bearing fruit? Okay, so that's kind of like what it is. Now, I want to talk about a little more why it is, and some of these can even be found on the site, acts247.org, if you want to, again, see why we do this. But, so you keep an account, why? To increase the effectiveness that we're having on campus. And we do this by keeping those accurate records. And what that does is it enables us to better pass on our studies when missionaries leave campus and when students graduate and leave campuses. And also to pass on those student contacts so that, yeah, when you leave, somebody knows who was in your Bible study, how to get in touch with them, and it really prevents people from falling through the cracks. And it's also an amazing tool for prayer, to be able to pray intentionally for the people that you are investing in. So, good? Good.
Did you mention that we're taking questions?
Oh, yeah. So we're going to be taking questions and answers, and that can be added by Ryan on the left side of the screen. You can enable it, I believe. Nope. That's chat. Now they can chat with us.
Oh.
Q&A. Yeah. Okay, so I think Q&A is up now.
It says the feature is disabled.
What? Okay. Well, Ryan, keep working on that. Clicking on it, see what you can do. Okay, so the why. So again, so people don't fall through the cracks. And I can personally attest to on campus how this totally happens, where with the best of intentions, having moved from 3 different campuses now, there's definitely, coming from college, Chicago, Bradley, there's definitely that hard transition of whether you're coming into it or you're leaving it, somebody gets forgotten. And that's the hope of Acts, is that nobody gets forgotten, that everyone gets remembered. And Melissa had a really great story for that I don't exactly remember, but it was real good about being forgotten.
My Bible study was forgotten in college.
Yeah, her Bible study, her whole Bible study got forgotten in college. This was before, year before Acts came. So I'll probably hit on these benefits again because I'm going to show you the features. We're going to go through the beauty of the internet. We can show you everything. You can click on stuff. But yeah, without good reporting, it is difficult, if not impossible, to prevent those people from falling through the cracks. And you can multiply that difficulty when there is no actual focus team, and you guys are the apostles, the missionaries of your campuses who have, you know, your full student schedule. And so trying to, you know, remember all the people that you've been reaching out to, talking to, and then keeping track and handing that on to someone after you leave, you could just see how complex that gets without something concrete, something systematic to keep track of all that. So that being said, let's get into some of the features. I also think, so assuming that question and answer might not work at the end, you can also tweet your questions to #DigitalCampus.
Sure.
That's, yep, #DigitalCampus. You can text them right there. Notice I use an outline. You can't do that in speech class, but I can. So there. Let's get ready to do it. So there's a lot of stuff to cover. We're going to do it, and we're going to get you out of here in time. You guys are going to ace your tests tonight. Don't worry about it. What happened?
I started the screen share. So
Okay.
Is that what you wanted?
Yeah. Okay. So we're on screen share?
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
We should be.
Let's
Oh,
hope
you see.
it'll catch up to us. So hopefully you will be seeing right now the Acts 247 page. My teammate Ryan has been gracious enough to allow us to see his Acts page and see, look at that. Look at all those guys underneath him in discipleship right there. He's balling out of control for the Lord. But let's get into the first feature. So Ryan, if you could click on depth chart on the left side. So what is the depth chart? Probably some of you, oh yeah, great. I was like, my camera light's not on. That's because you're seeing that screen. Awesome. So probably some of you are noticing that, some of you probably already know about depth charts. But that's okay. It's just going to be a little review. So depth chart is the tool that we use to see the people that we're investing in. So you can see that it starts off with, okay, I just met somebody. So say, Ryan just met this guy named Trevor, and he's like, man, that guy was awesome. Okay, I need to remember who that was. Boom, he can just put it into his new contacts. And actually there's an app for Acts 247. I'm probably gonna plug that a couple times, but it's way easier because you can just whip it on your phone. I know you're all looking at your phones all the time. So you can just get out your phone and put him into there, probably preferably after he's out of sight so you don't seem like a creep. So say you met him, you wanna remember him, you put him into new contacts, bam, there he is. And as this person, you continue to make better contact with them, you have their numbers, so you're reaching out to them, investing more in that relationship, you move them into meaningful contact. Okay, so we went to Steak and Shake. Now we're like besties. He's a meaningful contact. Okay, so then the next step is that beginning growing disciple. And this is a person who typically is like somebody who's like heard the gospel and said yes. They're like, yes, I want to know Jesus Christ. And so they become that beginning growing disciple. And then commissioned, that would be kind of like all of you guys. You guys are kind of like, as you're starting your Bible studies, as you're on campus, that's you. You're commissioned. And then, God willing, and hopefully you guys will be then to disciple maker, which is where you have helped someone else to commit their life to Jesus Christ and to evangelize for him on your campus. And so that person is now a disciple maker. So you can see that's the depth chart. The beauty of the depth chart is that with all these people, you can bring this thing out whether on your phone or you can actually print this off. You can see it says export to PDF over there. You can take this and you can, bring it to the chapel with you, bring it to prayer with you, wherever you do that. And it's great to be able to see these names. And for me, I know it just helps to keep me accountable that every time I pull this out, I'm seeing these names and I have to ask myself, am I still actually in touch with that person? Have I forgotten to keep up with that person? So great tool for prayer, great tool for keeping track of people. Ryan, if you want to show them how to add a new contact, really simple, you click on add person. So let's say he wants to add, a new student. What's his name? Chump City. Chump City is a student that Ryan knows. Joe Chump City. It's a triple name. That's kind of complicated. Typically, you want to add a triple name in here. Okay. Joe Chump. Okay, so there he is, Joe Chump. And yeah, you don't need to show them all, but essentially, you can put their gender, you put their year in school. A lot of this, the more info, the better, because then remember, the purpose of this is that, so say you leave and you have these contacts, they'll be in the system. So it's like, okay, who's going to follow up with this guy? Well, he didn't actually put a name or an email. So what would be a bad way to put a contact in? Would be actually to put in something like Joe Freshman. Now, I'm not saying I haven't done that. I'm just saying you shouldn't do that. Because again, say I leave the next year, and I'm like, I hope someone reach out to Joe, and they're like, well, thanks a lot because you put Joe Freshman. So now I have to assume that maybe he's a sophomore. You get it. Really hard. So you want to keep as much information as you can. Obviously, you might not ask someone for an email the first night you meet them. But you can add that as you get it. And so, again, this is great for visual people like me, and I'm sure many of you, to be able to see this. Awesome. So let's move on to the next feature I want to talk about, which is Bible studies. So, Ryan, if you could click on that. So this is another one of the super helpful tools. Really well done. But what it is it allows you to put in your Bible study and to put in a start date and really so Ryan, if you want to show, okay, so I'm going to talk about this first. So you can see Ryan's Bible study. It's called Ryan Disciples. I don't know if it's actually, it's his Bible study. It's got all these people in it. And so right now you can see that Ryan's Bible study, all these people are active. So let's talk about that. So what the Bible study allows you to do is every week you can say, report who came. You can put a little note by each of the people. You can say, okay, so Thomas didn't come this week. and you put the reason why you didn't come. You know, Ryan has it a little bit different because we use it a little bit differently at the digital campus with meetings. But so essentially, okay, so Thomas, did he come? And, you know, what was his reason for not coming? Or maybe just a quick note like Thomas was really off this day. I don't know. Just to allow you to remember that stuff. And also you can share stories if you see right there. So see, there's like general comments, which, so the general comments and I think the notes that you put by each of the students, those are all private. Like nobody sees those but you, and maybe your disciple or the person above you. But actually, I think it's only you can see the private ones. The inspiring story, like if there's something you want just to like throw out there, you're like, I'm super pumped, I want to share this joy with everybody, you can put it in the inspiring story. Okay, so what else can we do with this? So Bible studies, so your Bible study, as far as who's in it and who came, so Ryan, if you actually scroll down, you can see like how much each of these students has come. So again, the purpose of this is not to look at it and be like, oh man, I'm pissed. That guy, you know, he didn't come. That makes me mad. No, the purpose of this is to be able to say, oh, he didn't come. I wonder what's going on. Maybe I need to talk to him. You know, if he misses once, okay, well, that's probably just, you know, happens. But if it's like, you know, a pattern, you can see there, it's great to see, like, is there a pattern? Is something happening? Because honestly, as simple as it sounds, it really does, like, you just start to lose track of the weeks. And I'm sure you know that as a student. So really helpful to be able to see that right there. And you can actually see the other Bible studies happening on your campus. And by campus, I mean everyone at your campus and everyone in the digital campus. So you can see everyone's studies, which is kind of cool because you can see what's happening, what's the Lord doing at these other campuses, and kind of rejoice in that together. And also to see like, wow, this campus is doing really well. I kind of want to get in touch with them and see, you know, best practices. You know, what have they been doing? And you can do that. You can see their, you know, the person. You can see their contact and maybe send them an email, give them a call, and just say, hey, I'm so and so. You get it. And again, this is not to compare yourself. You don't want to compare and be like, oh, my campus sucks. This is really hard. No, because every campus is different. Every campus is different. Like some have more difficult situations. All of them have challenges. So, okay. And the great thing about the Bible study is it also allows you to, and so let's just take a moment here to talk about chains, down chains and things like that. So you guys are all in discipleship. Or you're, in discipleship, and you are committed to making disciples for Jesus Christ. I'm back. So you're committed to making disciples for Jesus Christ. So in spiritual multiplication, which you've heard about or will hear about, you're going out and we ask you to invest in two. Just invest in two. And so you're finding those two, you're investing your life in them, you're training them, helping them to become disciple makers. And so then they're going out and they're going to make disciples. So after this happens, then you're going to start to get where you have what we call a down chain. So like you have one person below you, technically it's a down chain, but then it really gets down chained when you have the two generations below you and then 3 generations. And that's where, you know, it's kind of like playing, what's that game, Telephone Pictionary, where if you don't have clear things, it starts to get diluted as it goes down. So what can we do about that? Well, with Acts, you can actually see everyone in your down chain, and you can see, oh, this is what they have in their Bible study. So when you meet with those people as the top person, that apostle of your campus, and thank you so much again for answering that call for Jesus Christ to go do that. But you can see in your down chain, okay, hey, I see these people. This person's been really consistent. You know, tell me about them. Maybe they would be a great person to invite to be in discipleship with Jesus Christ. What do you think? So you can see benefit there. Again, you are the only one that can see those personal stories, so don't think that's broadcasted everywhere. Just want to reiterate that. Okay, let's talk about gospel presentations. So Ryan will click back to our Acts screen, and I will take a quick drink of water. Okay, So this also too, if you haven't heard about gospel presentations, you will. But what is it? So a friend of mine, Mark Bartek, likes to say, and actually, yeah, I think it's him. Anyways, he says, if we make the gospel complicated, it won't get preached. But if we make it simple, we can put it in everyone's hands. So when we say gospel presentation, we mean like that, what the church calls charisma, putting the gospel in a simple form and then presenting that message that, you know, we were made for God for relationship, that relationship is broken through sin. Jesus Christ comes and restores that relationship, and that we can have that relationship with him. You know, that gospel message, that saving message. And so what is this gospel presentation then? So basically, everyone in your Bible study, everyone that you meet, you want to share the good news with, you want to present the gospel to. And as you do that, you can keep track of that. So you're like, did I present the gospel to this person? So you have that awkward, like, you want to hear the gospel? I already did. Well, you're doing it again. So yeah, you can keep track of who has heard the gospel, who hasn't, who needs to hear it. Well, everyone needs to hear it. But you just have that better record of it. And I think the other thing I want to say is, okay, so I actually forgot the tool that I want to show you called the Ultimate Relationship. But what that is, I'm sure that if you haven't heard of it, we'll tell you about it. And we can actually, if you don't know about it, just put, you know, throw out a question and answer, or shoot us an email, something, let us know, and we'll tell you more about it. But what it is it's a booklet put out by an organization called Catholic Christian Outreach up in Canada. And it just takes that gospel message, puts it in a small booklet form. And so what you can do is, it really makes it easier to remember all the steps. It really makes it so that you have something to show them, to take them through. And they've actually redone the graphics of it, so I did a real nice job. Okay, so next. Oh yeah, with gospel presentation. Also, again, think down chain. This allows you to provide more concrete check-in with your down chain, to be like, did this person hear the gospel? Well, I can see if that person has heard the gospel yet. And again, not to be like, what? But to be like, okay, like, you know, where are they at? Maybe that just means a conversation to say like, okay, are they ready for it? You know, what do we need to do? Okay. Okay, Ryan, so let's go to discipleship. Discipleship. Okay, so we talked about down chain. So what is this? So this is where you can add a disciple, and you can also transfer a disciple. So adding a disciple, it's very simple, just like adding a new contact, except you should have added the person already to your depth chart before they ever get to discipleship. And so when you add them as a disciple, it actually just find their name in the system, and then you don't have to enter their information all over again. Transferring a disciple, really helpful when you're going to leave campus. Again, think about the longevity, the future of your program, that you're starting something that's going to hopefully continue on for years and years after you. And so this allows you to transfer to anyone. Now, that means you could accidentally transfer it to a person at a different college because you're all on the digital campus. If that happens, you just have to contact us and we'll get it figured out. Just don't do that. But yeah, you can transfer it when I'm leaving campus. You just select the person, transfer your disciple over to them. Great. Or maybe you just decide that someone would be a better fit with someone else. Transfer the disciple. Great. And you can also remove a disciple. You know, if that's something that you know, comes up for whatever reason, you can do that. No, Ryan, don't remove anyone. But yeah, and so click on that discipleship thing one more time. So again, as you like open this, you can like see it, makes it clear. And typically you can also see just like, you know, it just reminds you again, like, you know, how's my chain doing? How's everybody doing? And you can see that right there. Great for me. I'm a visual person again. So this is also where when you add someone to discipleship, this is where the system will send an email to that person. So very important that you have an email in there that's accurate, because you're going to, what it'll do, yeah, it'll send them in the email, invite them to become a part of the ACT system, to enter discipleship. And so good to let the person know beforehand that you're going to do that, so that they're not like, what is this? Okay, So let's go to the next feature, which is the message center. Okay, message center. This is a really helpful tool, really is. But what it is you can send a email, singular, but typically you're going to use it for mass emails. You can send it to text or email. Ryan, if he clicks on the quick send list, you can see that, scroll down bar. This, yeah. So he could just send it to all of his disciples. If he's like, we need to do a chain gathering, I'm going to send it to them. Or like, or members of his Bible study. So right there, boom. And you can actually set this to be recurring. So if you're like, oh man, I always forget to text my Bible study. Well, this sets it up so it's going to do it every week so that even if you forget, there it is, sends it to all of them. And even though it would be repetitive, it would remind them. So really great tool. And actually for you digital alumni who are listening, watching, this is how I got a hold of all of you. You guys, I have you all in there in the system in some degree. And so I was able to send out that email, assuming we have a good record and an accurate email. And you got that through the system. Great. So I think that is all. Again, text or tweet in. That's what the kids are doing these days. Tweet in, or we have question and answer up. I don't know. He doesn't know. No. So, okay. Well, you guys tweet #DigitalCampus again if you have questions. And
just give them brainstorming.
I just don't know how to add it.
We don't know. We don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Just open chat. Just have them chat.
This stuff happens all the time. For any of you in digital discipleship, you know that internet problems happen. So chat us if you have questions. Wow, genius. We went to college. There you go. So if you could go back to screen share, we're going to show them the next feature. He's typing. He's a typer. Let's go to reports. Great. So where? I think go to reports down at the bottom. So that's like the kind of last. You can find people if you click on the people feature. But the reports, okay, so let's say he wants to look at Bible study reporting. So click on Bible study reporting. Okay, great. So we can see that his down chain has 27% reporting. Not too good. But if you click on that, Ryan Knoll, 100%. So you should be able to see a few more reports, things like that. There you go. You can see your down chain. You can see who's there. They don't have Bible study started yet, but once they do, you'll be able to see at what percentage they're reporting, just so you know, okay, what's going on with your Bible study. I don't know if you don't report. Great. And again, reports, the purpose of this is not to be very big brother-ish, to give you a 1984 reference, but the purpose, again, is to keep useful records so that we can actually better serve you and better serve people who come after you. Without them, we really don't know how you're doing. So, especially for those of you who've moved on, it helps us to see how you're doing. If you have accurate records, we can see how your Bible study is, how the campus is doing. We can see, okay, did they need anything? Or, oh, wow, are they killing it? What are you guys doing? We'd love to share that with everyone else. And, okay, again, I'll say there is an app. Some of the stuff is easier to look at, like reports on the desktop version, but the app is great for reporting your Bible study. Really simple. That way you don't have to be like, well, I'm not on a computer. Well, I have my phone right here. I can just put my attendance, boom, 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 done. Okay, so that kind of like covers the features. So again, I just want to hit that our goal is to see 100% reporting for all of our current students and for all of you past students. Again, why? So we can have those records so we can better serve you. And to be upfront, you really do help to validate what we're doing. We know that if you found this program beneficial, you help us by showing the fruit that God is bearing through you. And really, I guess what am I saying with that? just that, like, we want to make sure, as I said at the beginning, that what we're doing is actually bearing fruit. Is it something that we should continue to do? And so when we see that, years after we worked with you, you're still doing this, your campus is still doing this, it's still bearing fruit, we know, wow, this is a really great thing, which we already believe to be true with the digital campus and what we're doing. And again, something else about keeping really good records is that for those of you who are past students, this is the reason why we've had to kind of send out those emails and apologize and not having your contact real update, because for the first couple of years we actually didn't use Acts yet, and so it was really hard for us to keep good records, and especially with our team almost turning over, really hard for us to keep good records of who was in, who needs to be contacted, all those things. So again, I'm sorry if you were one of those people who was kind of affected by that. And moving forward, we really do want to keep in better contact with you. We really do want to assist you and help you to bear as much fruit as the Lord wills. So again, I want to stress that the purpose of Acts is not to look at it and to judge you on your fruit, but to see how can we help you. And for those of you who are going to do this with your students, again, that's not the way to use this to judge them, but to really help them, to coach them, and to assist them. And so, again, I want to thank you guys for listening. That covers the presentation part of what we wanted to talk about with Acts 2:47. Some important things to note. If you are a past student and you have no idea what your login was, please email us and I will resend your login info to you. That happens. Don't let it happen again. But no, it happens. I'm going to send it to you. So email us. You should have our emails. If not, Ryan can just type them in there or something. And for those of you who are current students, you may not have it yet because you may not have gotten there yet, but you should hopefully be getting it soon. Or maybe you got it and it's in your old junk mail or your old mail, and you just need to go look for it. And if you can't find it, we'll resend it to you as well. And again, we really do want to see 100% reporting from current and alumni digital students. So that, I think, covers what I wanted to say. So we're going to open it up for questions. So do you have any? Yeah, we would love to, I know that this is probably like another thing. You're like, oh man, another thing. It really is a good thing, and I hope that you see the inherent value of Acts 2:47, and you realize that it's a good thing. But even then, sometimes it's hard to do these things. So we would love to give like an incentive to you, to all of you campuses, to all of you students. And so we'd love to know what is a good incentive for you. So do you like Chipotle gift cards? Do you like...
If not, why are you wrong?
If not, you are weird, and that's a sin. It's not a sin. But, I don't know, yeah, Chipotle gift cards, do you like a Best Buy gift card? I don't know. We just want to know what's an incentive to you, and we want to kind of have like a friendly competition among the campuses where we'll look at, the top student, at the end of the semester, end of the year, we're going to look at the top students, and who's ever, in the top reporting, those campuses will be awarded something. But we'd love to know what is a good incentive to you, and really just put everything out there as long as it's not too ridiculous, like tickets to the Super Bowl. Get real. But I want those, Broncos. But as long as it's something reasonable, just throw it out there and we'll see, if we can do it and provide that incentive. And if there is a tie, then we'll create a lottery and figure out Hunger Games style. We're gonna make you guys battle it out. That was Melissa's reference, not mine. I don't read Hunger Games. So, any other questions?
They can't see chat, I'm hearing. So if you have any questions, go to Twitter, just type your question, but hashtag digital campus.
Okay, so if you don't have, so apparently chat's not working, we're hearing. So go to Twitter and tweet tweet hashtag digital campus, your question, hashtag digital campus, and we'll get it and we'll see it there. Otherwise, if you text Ryan or email Ryan at ryan.knoll@focus.org.
Yes, well,
RARYAN.NOLL@focus.org. And that'll be like another method if you don't have a Twitter, that you can do it that way. Oh, it's on there. Wait, but chat's not working. So, no. Oh, I wonder. If you click behind it. Behind what? So minimize the screen. Go to Google+. Nope, over there. And I think you can enable it there. I should have enabled it. Where? Yeah. Doesn't let you do it. Edit it. Nah.
I don't have any tweets yet. So.
Okay, we're waiting for questions. Because you guys are actually kind of a little bit behind on the video.
Did you explain a little bit about, I know you went through depth chart, mine was like backed up, but did you explain a little bit about praying with the depth chart?
I did. I can talk about it again. So praying with the depth chart, really important. So just to give you like that, the gospel today was awesome for it. You see Jesus, he's picking out his apostles, and what does he do? He goes and spends the night in prayer. Prayer is the heart of the mission. It is the soul of the apostolate. We can't change hearts as much as you may be awesome people, and we know that you are. Otherwise, we wouldn't have worked with you. That's on like the fine print. No losers. So there. But yeah, as awesome as you are, God changes hearts, not us. God changes hearts, and so that's why it's so important to every day bringing out those people, praying for them, and that way, if you watch, it's kind of corny. Well, it's kind of funny though. The Murtis Carton video is pretty good. If you go to the Acts 2:47 and you click on why Acts 2:47, you can actually see the video, and it's like the caricature just does a really good job of explaining. Like you're like, I want to pray for everybody. It's really hard to try and remember a lot of names, especially when you get a lot of names on your depth chart. So again, prayer is so important, and we really want you guys to be using your depth charts. Okay. So, still waiting a little bit on those questions. I'm trying to think if there's anything I can see that I would have wanted to bring again. Again, the app, you can find that in the App Store or whatever Android uses. I don't know. Everybody has an iPhone, so I don't know what they're using. Nothing. I think, yeah. I think we covered what we wanted to cover on the features. And so we'll wait a little bit for questions if you guys have them, because I know some of this can be confusing. It can seem like a lot. It really is the best thing that has come out in Focus and really in any campus ministry for this type of work to keep a good, accurate count of those, of you sheep, the people that we're investing in. And I know that even a lot of the other campus ministries are looking to us saying like, wow, like this is a really awesome system. Pretty sure. But
Why are you so attractive?
all right, so let's see. No questions. Guys, I know you have Twitters, and I know you have questions. All you millions of viewers, you can see there's like a million of you. Ryan's giving me a hand sign that it's not a million.
Becca Cole just tweeted that we should do a biblical parody of Shake It Off as an incentive. That's what
Okay, Becca Cole. Not doing biblical parody of Shake It Off. We could, but
and we'd rock it.
I guess you can tweet fun videos you'd like to see us do, and we'll work on it. I don't know about Shake It Off though. That's pretty. I don't know. Enough said.
Love it.
This was the question you had. Oh man, and I'm sure that some of you will be watching this later, and you can view this and see it. You won't be able to ask questions, but apparently there's anyone here, so it'll be good. So a little bit of time. Some of you are thinking of a question. Team, do you guys have any questions? Was there anything I left out?
I was very technical, so I don't know.
Not that I can think of.
True to form, Melissa was having technical issues. You have ever been working in discipleship with her, you understand.
It's my computer.
She got a new one this year. It is not computer. We're really happy to be your digital campus team. We really love working with you. Again, I'm just very grateful to see all of you guys being, as I said, apostles on your campus. It's really great to see just that you guys are out there, that you want to do this and bring the focus tools to your campus. You don't have a team. It's amazing, and it is totally a blessing and a gift from God. Question?
No, UMKC Focus decided that they
No,
agree
don't even
with
say
that
what they said. They just start little jokes. So.
Again, yes, we're gonna make a shake it off video. I don't even know what that means, biblical style.
I think Becca was just putting together words that sounded funny.
Becca's pretty funny, she does so. But for humility's sake, you're not funny, Becca.
Don't throw her a bone after she throws something at us.
Okay. Anything?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I think we answered everything. So thank you guys for listening and for tuning in. And for those of you who didn't tune in live, I hope you enjoyed the video and this complete awesome question and answer that answered not much, but that's okay. We don't know the official date. We'll hopefully let you know soon, and when in November we will be having our next upper room. And we'll let you know the topic then too. And if you have any topics that you really, really, really want to hear, please let us know that. And like our page on the Google Plus and the Google Plus. Is that what the kids are calling it? I'm trying to think of something else that I had it in my brain and I lost it. Well, nope, it's gone. Thanks guys for listening and really appreciate it. And God bless you. Bye.